Yeah. Hello friends, back. Welcome. So friends, this is the part 2 of the video series just I recorded in the morning. I just want to complete it, otherwise I will forget, and the videos that I have already uploaded in the YouTube will be of no relevance. So I started with what? Let me just give you a quick recap. So I started with a raw Excel file, right, which I have downloaded from the RBI's website, and this is the structure of the file, which you will find that it is quite overwhelming from the point of view of processing. So can't process in this form, so I have to convert this in a vertical form like this, right? So the phase 1, the part 1 of this video was that I have reached this level. Let me just show you where I was. So I started with a simple reading the Excel file, which is the sheet number 2. I read the last sheet, which is this one, because there are 3 sheets. So I read the last sheet, and then I processed, which you can observe, which you can look into my earlier video. How did I do it? Because there is no point in repeating what I have already done. Now I am here, right? So I have converted this data frame, this particular file, from this to this level. So this is already in the vertical form, right? Now what I have to do is, let me just extract this out from here so that it will become easy to. So rather than, I'll just close this, and I will do what? I will place these two sheets side by side so that it will become easy. Just a minute. Sometimes it does not work. It's so difficult, Yeah, exit full screen. And then what I have to do, I have to go here and I say put a light on the right hand side and one side. So this is now it's all set, right? So I'm here. So now what I have to do is this all spam calling. So I'm here, right? So you can see that I have to extract the product type in one of the columns. Then I have to extract the weights, and then the date column, and then the index. Index is already there, right? So then we have another column called index weighted average. So leave that aside, weighted average, because it's of not much relevance. But let's focus on the product type and weight, which will be very simple to do. Let me explain to you how it can be done. Now, in order to do that, you have to use regular expression. Now, regular expressions can be very, very overwhelming to understand. I will show you what I am doing, but it will be better that you let ChatGPT write your regular expression. It will be much faster. But let me show you what I basically mean. So what I need now? I need the weights, right? Weights means these weights to be extracted out and put in a separate column. So what I will do is, I will take the type column. Okay, so the type column, and then I will basically use a function called str extract. And then what I have to do is that I have to basically choose the pattern. So what pattern I have to choose? I have to choose the pattern weight. So I'll put the R expression first, which is R stand for regular expression. And then what I have to do is I have to identify the weight. Weight is, before weight I have got a gap, right? So I have to basically capture that gap. I may or may not capture. Let's forget about the gap, because the gap, if I capture the weight, that will be sufficient. So let me just put weight here, the word weight, and after having done a captured weight, then what I have to do is I have to basically capture the gap, right? So I'll put S here, and then I'll put star. Star means 0 or more, right? There could be one gap, there may not be any gap, or there could be one or more gap, which makes the code future proof and free from bug, because it could happen that this particular colon can be coinciding with weight, right, and with no gap. So I've taken care of that. Then I put that colon. After that, what I have to do, I have to extract out. Then there is another gap, right? You see, there is another gap. So let's take care of that gap too. So I'll say S, and again I'll do the same thing. S and star means there could be gap, there may not be any gap, right? And then I have to extract this. 5.3. So for that I put a bracket. Anything within the bracket will get extracted because I'm using string extract, right? So what I have to do here, so I extract the bracket and then I'll open a square bracket and I say 1 to 9 and dot. These are the characters. So these characters can, see, these are the characters which can repeat itself. So I'll say close bracket and I say plus, means one or more, right? And then I will close this bracket and then I will end with the gap, which is S, and then again the same thing. And then I say, then I close this and then I press enter. See, the weights got extracted. So anyway, I practiced it before, to be very honest with you. It is very difficult sometimes. Sometimes you will have missed one thing or the other. It's better to let ChatGPT write a regular expression, because regular expressions is pretty complicated, let me tell you. You try, you will fail. You know, many times you will fail, but they are extremely, extremely powerful. So I'll store this in a weight column. I'll name a column called weight. It's the store. Now what I need, let me just again bring the data frame in before you. So I have the data frame in front of you. Now I need the description, right? It's a product type, right? So in order to extract the product type, I'm going to use the same thing. I'll say str.extract, right? Sorry, extract, and then I am again going to start with R word, right? And then what I need here, I need the initial thing is one dot, right? So one dot means I will have a series of character which is 1 to 9 along with dot, which can repeat itself just to make it future proof. Say plus, and then I need a gap, so I say S, and just to make it future proof I will put star here, so it can be 1 or 0 or more, right? Now I will need the whatever is between, I have to capture. So what I need is, I say A to Z. It can be small letters or it can be capital letters, A to Z. And then there could be a gap too, right? So gap also is captured, right? So the pattern is captured. Now I just to make it future proof, I will just close it with a space, and again I'll put star here, and then I'll close this expression. And then I'll close the bracket and I'll say press enter. Sorry, what happened? Oh, sorry, I forgot my type column. Okay, just a minute. Yeah. Okay, what happened? What is the problem with this? Just a minute. Let me see what happened. Missing parenthesis. Where is the parenthesis which is missing here? Oh, there is a parenthesis also we have to put. I'm sorry. Oh my God. That's what I'm saying. Regular expressions sometimes become very difficult. So now you see that now what had happened? Oh, only F has been captured. I forgot the plus sign here because multiple sign. Now you will see now the products have been captured, right? So anyway, it is extremely powerful. Regular expression is so powerful that you can do wonders with this. But just to basically be careful, right? It is very prone to errors, right? So make sure that you try out with ChatGPT and make sure that ChatGPT writes a regular expression for you, so that you don't have to waste so much amount of time, understanding all these concepts, right? So product type. Okay. So now this column is also ready. See, now you have got what? You have got again the data frame. So now you see the data frame has the financial here, the type column, then I have extracted the product type as a separate column, the weight as a separate column, right? And the index as a separate column. So these are all been extracted up, right? Now what happened? Why this manufacturing index is not, manufacturing is not coming because there is no one here, see? See, look, why this is so difficult. But I don't need the manufacturing index because it's an aggregation of all the weights. So I can simply ignore it. I can extract the manufacturing index from this data very easily because this is nothing but an aggregation of all the data. So anyway, it is good that it is out of the picture. Okay. Now the next part is to basically extract the date. So for that I have to work with the financial year column. So not only financial year, but I have to also work with the month column. Now in order to work with the month column, because I can't work with text, so I have to convert this into the respective month. So for that I need a dictionary. So I have already created a dictionary here. Just simply copy it here. right? So I'll simply copy this and I'll come here and I'll just simply run this first. And then what I'm going to do, I'll just simply say df dot replace, and I'll say a month to inked. So see, I'll just put it here. So what is the dictionary doing? This is nothing but mapping the 3-letter month with the respective month number, right? So this is a dictionary January, February, like. So when I run this, see what you will see is this month columns, which was earlier 3-letter month, now has been converted into respective integers, which I can now easily work. So I'll save this in a data frame. Now let's see how the data frame looks. Now I have got the financial year, now I have the month here. So we are making a lot of progress, right? Now let's extract the date. It is all very interesting. You'll see how dates can be very easily extracted. Now for that, I need to work with FI and I have to work with month. So let's take the FI column, and then comma df month column. Okay, these are 2 columns. Now again use list comprehension. So I will open a square bracket and say, again I spoke on another square bracket and say xy, and then just to see whether it is working or not, and then say for x y in df zip df fi and df months, which I have already done. You have already seen it, so there is nothing great about it. Now you see, so I'll just go on top and I'll show you that they have extracted both of them are being shown here, right, like this. So you have got this and that. Now what I need is, I basically don't need the month column first. So I want this particular the year column to be broken into 2 pieces. So what I will do is, I will use a expression called, let me just first do this. I don't need month first. I'll just take a month out and let's do step by step, otherwise it becomes so confusing. I'll also remove zip and let me break it into 2 pieces, and let me just use x first, and then I also removed y, and I'll simply use a simple list comprehension. So what I have now is a year column. So now since this year column is in a string and I need the first year, that is because financial year basically it represents 2 values of year, that is 2012 and 2013. So I will work with 2012. So I need 2012. So I'll do what? I'll say split, and then I will basically split it with dash, and then I will take the first term. Now you have the first term ready with you. I call it FY df start year. So I'll say df start year. Okay. And I say I store this in this column. Now what I have financial year, start year and month. Now I have to create the date. I am going to use month and start year, right? So I'll take the start year first, start year, and then I will take df month, okay, and then I will use zip, and then what I'll do, I'll use the list comprehension, same list comprehension, open 2 brackets, say x, y, so start with first for x, y in this, okay. So let's see how it's working, very good. So I have got both the values, the start year and the month ready for me to process. Now I have to convert this into dates. So what I have to do now, I have to use a function called date time, right, date time. Now date time dot date time, because I have already uploaded the loaded the library, imported the library earlier. So first it takes the year first. The year was x. So let me convert into int first, int, so as to make sure that it is integer. And then the month is already integer, so I'll say y. And since I don't know the end of the month, right, whether 31st or 30th, I'll use first. And then I close this. And now what I have to do is that, because I have to make sure that the date is properly structured, so what I will do is that I will use a if statement. If y is greater than or equal to, means it is more than 4, because I have to identify the financial year month properly. So it is 4 or greater than 4, right? Then this, okay? Yeah, this is basically going to be what? Because when you start, let's say, let's take the example, like the let's call out a month, like 30th April 2021, right? This is going to be what? This is the month of the financial year 21-22. So till December, you will use the first part of the year. Then after, when it goes to March, that is from January to March, then the second part is going to come of the year, which is going to be the year is going to get incremented by 1. So what you will do is that, because since you are already taking care from 4 to 12 here, this expression is done. So now you will say else, else. Then what you will do? You will copy this expression and increment the year by 1. So that's a V. And what I will do, I'll just put plus 1 here. Understood? Simple, because if it is 1, 2 and 3, it will follow the next year in order to create the date, right? So I'll say enter. So the dates have been created. You see, appropriate dates have been created. Now in order to remove this 0, what I will do, I'll simply extract the date here. I'll put a dot date, so that only the date part is captured. And I will store this in a column called date. Okay. So I'll say df date. I'll just store it here. Okay. So done. So I have got df date is stored. Now what? So I have got the date part has been created, but it's the first of the month. But I want the end of the month. So end of the month, I'll tell you how to do. So I have got month. I have got the product type. I have got the weight. So what we have, I have got weight, I have got product type, I have got the index. Where is index? Index I also have. Now I have to just create month and I remove all these columns and unnecessary columns. So first, let's create the end of the month date. So for that I'll just simply copy, because so much amount of time will get wasted. Otherwise, I'll just simply copy this code and then I'll put it here. Now mind you, before you run this, make sure that this date is actually converted into date. Otherwise, there will be an error, right? Let's say if I run this, you will see that there will be an error. So what it is doing is it is converting date into the end of month date. This code, okay? So if I run this, you will find that there will be an error. It will not work. So what you have to do? So you have to first ensure that this date is properly formatted. So for that, and this is a very important step. Every time you do, you should always, whether it is redundant or not, you should always run this code, because it will make your life very simple. So it's a pandas function, and it makes sure that the date is properly formatted, and you will not have any problem in running this code. See, now you have the date end of the month ready before you. See. Just see the end of the month. So the start date, the end of the month dates are ready in front of you for processing. Now it is very simple. You have to just remove all the unnecessary columns. So I'll say drop columns is equal to, then keep copying columns. Which one the columns you want to drop by 5, drop, copy this. And then I say V, and then type you have to remove, because I don't need this anymore. Copy C and V. And what else you want to remove? Start here you don't need, so you just copy this and then you put it here, right? And then what you need, you have to remove date also, because you don't need, because that is the start of the date. So you remove this and then you say so you see all the columns are gone, and then end of the date, end of the month you convert into date. So I say rename columns is equal to, open a dictionary, copy this, end of month, Control C, and you just put it here. And then what you do is, then you put a colon here, and then you rename it as date, just to make sure that it is properly working. I'll just put a slash here, so that, because I've got two screen here, and let me just do the following. Let me stretch this, because this is getting very long, so I don't need this. So just to make sure that this works properly, and and I take this here so that you understand what is going on. Otherwise, it does not make any sense. So end of month, yes. And now what we have, this is curly brackets goes because the dictionary goes and this goes. And now you see the date has been converted and you store this into a data frame. And you are all set. Oh, month I have not removed. So I should have removed month also. So let me just remove month. So now again I run it from the very beginning so that nothing gets. Now you have the data frame ready for processing. See, you have an index, weight, product, date, right? Simple. Now you store this in the file. It's very simple to store. So you say, what is the df to CSV, and then whatever name that you want to give, it will get stored, right? And make sure that you put index into false. The file name here, file name dot CSV, and index is equal to false. Right? You don't want the index to get copied in the file. And once you run this, it will get stored in your disk. Let me just store and show it to you. Let me see where is the file. I'll just bring it in front of you to show it to you. Where? Just a minute. Let me first remove this. Let me close this. Let me close this also and bring the desktop in front of you. I'll close this file also. Don't save, and I will just show you in my directory where the file has been stored. So if I go here and I'll go to that particular file, where is it? Because yeah, so here I have so file name, where is file name? Yeah, here is the file name. See? Index, weight, product type, date. Okay. So thank you for your precious time. I hope that you have understood. There is no point in sharing code. It's all about concept. If you understand the concept, because this is the typical file for a particular situation. There could be many different files of different structure. So when you write code, when you convert this file into this particular form, make sure that it is scalable. The formatting of the file, if it is changed or tinkered here and there, your code should not be, you don't have to rewrite the code, right? Then it becomes extremely scalable. Then you don't have to spend so much amount of work writing this code, and you can straight work on your visualization. Ideally, Indian government site should share files in this format. I do not know why they don't do that. There is no point in creating all these complex tables and sharing this file. This is archaic practice. This is not the way the thing should work. In today's world with the era of AI and new visualization tools, you have to share files in a format which people can very easily extract, and they don't have to waste their time so much in doing all kind of structuring work. That way, people will be able to contribute to the policy work which the government is trying to do. And more people look at all this work, our policy will become much more robust. All the work that you are doing will become much more robust and error-free. That's what we need, because everybody cannot be perfect. We need to collaborate among each other and to make sure that the public who is getting benefited by the government policies are able to contribute towards policy making also. It is not the government which is making policy. Everybody has a role to play, right? So thank you for your time. I'll come back to you with the next video next time with a different topic. Right? Thank you very much.